The defending 4A Division II state champion Clay Center Lady Tigers. NCKO action tonight on KCOY as they go on the road to face the Chapman Irish. Friendly stomping grounds for the Lady Tigers. It's where they won their sub-state championship to move on to the state games last year, of course, in Salina to win that state championship. Hi again, everyone. Rocky Downing along with our studio engineer, Bernie Fancello. The Lady Tigers going through warm-ups right now along with the Chapman Irish. Chapman had their time on the court working their offense and defense. Plays there with that chance right now while Chapman is off to the back row working on their digs with their coaches right now. So the teams are moving toward first serve, which is scheduled for 5:15. The Lady Tigers against the Chapman Lady Irish in the NCKL. Defending 4A state champion in Division II, 4A Division II, the Lady Tigers on the air tonight. We'll come back and give you a look at some of the numbers Clay Center's put up this year. They're good ones and off to a good running start and a tough part of their schedule they just rolled through with the Rossville Invitational when they ended up in 5th place. That Manhattan Triangular, which had them pitted against the Indians, really good again this season, and against a team that Rossville team that they had a chance to play in a regular season and come away with a much improved team there. We'll give you a look at what they've done thus far this season, some of those numbers that have led up to it, and we'll get you first serve on the way at 5:15, just a couple minutes out. Here in Chapman, we're back after this.
If you've been waiting for low interest rates to get a vehicle, Hanson Ford has some incredible incentives on 2015 certified pre-owned vehicles. A 1.9% APR for up to 66 months is available on Ford Escape, F-150, Focus, and Fusion. Or get a 0.9% APR for 36 months on all eligible Ford and Mercury vehicles. Now through September 30th is your chance to drive away in a select Ford certified pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. Rates are low and the selection is outstanding at Hanson Ford in Clay Center.
Whether you want the tried and true seedweed varieties or a blend of the latest in the field of genetic innovations suited for your specific soil conditions, Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Sales wants to be your source for seedweed and starter fertilizer. Let us explain all the details and then place your order to ensure we have enough on hand. We can also add treatment to your seedweed to protect it while it gets established and ready for a harsh winter. This is Blaze. Stop in and see us at Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Sales.
Just one touch of the photo stations at Patterson Health Mart, you can print high-quality photos with sharp details and vibrant colors. Bring in your digital memory card from your camera or smartphone and make easy edits. Then select the pictures you want to print. You can enlarge your favorite photo in just seconds. You can also print directly from your smartphone and pull photos from Facebook for instant printing. Try the picture station at Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy in Clay Center for amazing photos to keep and share.
I was going over paperwork in central office when in sauntered.
The name's Bond. I'm needing to lay low. I thought maybe selling office supply products would be a good disguise.
Well, we do offer great savings on items such as Laurel office furniture, desk, chairs, filing cabinets, and more, plus over 1,000 business source office supply items, house brands, but same great quality.
Perfect. And what do you think about this big rubber nose and mustache?
They'll never recognize you. Folks, for all your office furniture and supply needs, come see us at Central Office Service and Supply in Clay Center.
Back once again in Chapman, Rocky Downing along with studio engineer Bernie Fancello. The Lady Tigers face the Lady Irish tonight in the NCKL. Here's what the Clay Center Lady Tigers have done thus far this season. They opened up on the road against Minneapolis and Southeast Saline, and they would go 3 sets with Minneapolis with a loss. They were swept by Southeast Saline. Then they took on the Marysville Bulldogs and would sweep the 2 matches, 2 sets in the first match, and then had to go to 3 in the second, but got it done, 2 wins in the NCKL. Then they went into the Riley County Invitational and would come away with the championship. And Coach Moran really thought they hit a bit of a stride in that tournament as they had wins against Jeff County North and Riley County and Chapman and St. Mary's and Clifton Clyde on their way to the championship. Then they had to match up with Manhattan and Rossville, as mentioned. They did beat Rossville in 3. They lost to Manhattan in 2. And then they had the Rossville Invitational, in which they played in the 6th place match and would win over El Dorado in 3 sets. They lost the first set and came back to win 25-14, 25-22, and again would come away with the 5th place at that Rossville Invitational, and that is their last action leading up to tonight's matchup against the Chapman Irish. Individually, the Lady Tigers, when you look up at the nets, it has been really by committee, but Courtney Hamill has had a a big start to the season, 74 kills. Lauren Lane right there with her at 71 kills on the season. And then you throw in 49 from Sam Carson, 38 from Hannah Swihart, kind of leading the way. When we stay up at the net, you look at blocking. And again, they've got a lot of people that are able to get up there and make plays. Lane with 24, Courtney Hamill with 24 blocks on the season to this point. Haley Franson has 17 blocks on the year. Swihart with a dozen along with Sam Carson. And then serving this year has been really good for the Lady Tigers. When you look at aces, Megan Blake, 36 aces already on this season. In the Riley County tournament, she had a bunch in that championship. Sam Carson's had 14 aces. And as far as percentages, Hannah Swihart leads the way at 96.9%. She is also handing out assists, 122 from Swihart on the season, 71 from Taylor Humphrey, who also serves at a 95% clip, and then 38 assists from Keely Jermark. And the majority of the Lady Tigers that are in rotation, 85% or above, and many above the 90% mark at this point of the season. Again, the Lady Tigers at the Chapman Lady Irish. We will have the pause for our national anthem, and then the starting lineups. There'll be a freshman match going on same time as the varsity. We'll keep you posted on that as best we can as well. Here, the Lady Tigers getting set for opening serve. We'll be back in just a moment.
Do you believe professionalism should be rewarded? When you find a contractor who shows up early, works long days, gets the job done on time with expertise, cleans up so well you can't tell they've been there except for the fact their work is finished and looking great, you know that's the only contractor you'll ever want to hire. These are words that an actual customer has used to describe McGee Roofing. The customer has used McGee Roofing twice and will again. Reward professionalism, hire McGee Roofing.
What's next after harvest? Central Valley Ag suggests fall weed control.
Some of those weeds are winter annual weeds, and the best time for us to get a hold of those is by controlling those in the fall.
CVA agronomist Mike Swingman says getting rid of weed patches now can add profit next year.
So you have a clean seed bed to start next year.
Clean fields mean better yields. Control your weeds this fall for a better harvest next year. Contact Central Valley Ag right away.
Central Valley Ag, where the customer comes first.
If you've ever heard your grandma say, "A penny saved is a penny earned," you probably understood the principle behind what she was saying. Even a small amount of savings on each grocery item can add up to a significant amount for your family. That's why Ray's Apple Market gives you the best choice of private labels among all the others. You can find Best Choice and Always Save products throughout the store. And Ray's Apple Market is always looking for ways to give you the value and selection you expect.
The living room. It's a great place to watch TV. Just like your backyard, break time at the office, or waiting for your ride. Now you can watch TV everywhere. Stream your favorite shows or live TV from many channels in your cable package on any computer, tablet, or smartphone. It's all included in your Twin Valley digital TV service for no extra cost. Sign up to watch TV everywhere today. Call or visit twinvalley.net/TVE to learn more.
Back once again in Chapman, and looks like both teams are ready set to go, and we'll take the floor right now. I don't believe we'll have an announcement of the starting lineups. The officials are going to wave them towards center court, where they will have a chance to slap hands, both teams, before they take their positions. Taylor Humphrey, Sam Carson, Lauren Lane, Courtney Hamill, along with Megan Blake and Hannah Swihart will be the starters for Clay Center. We gave you what the Lady Tigers have done this year for the Chapman Lady Irish. They're led up at net by Darian Weiss and Macy Langbard with 64 and 69 kills, respectively. Sydney Marshall, who is a freshman at 6 foot, a little blocker, has 26 on the season to this point. So again, both teams have checked in and are just about set to work here in Chapman for this opener of the two varsity matches. We'll carry live on the air. Now, the officials are going through the numbers, looking at their rotation so they can keep that straight as we move along. And the freshman match, as we mentioned, also taking place at the same time. Then they'll have a freshman and JV match in between the two varsity matches. We'll carry the varsity live. We'll go back to regular programming following this first varsity match. We are ready to go right now. Taylor Humphrey will have the opening serve for the Lady Tigers. He comes across and is set up front. Here's Darian Weiss, middle set for Langbard, partially blocked by Lane, and now a miscommunication between Swihart and Humphrey, both going for the dig. And both got a hand on it, but it falls down at a point to Chapman. They'll lead 1-0. The Irish will drop back to serve. It'll be Alexander Holscher. who has also will be setting up front. We saw Weiss with her 82nd set for a point. Here's the serve across, picked up on the back row by Blake. To Humphrey, middle set. Lauren Lane comes after it and pounds one home. Lane has the first point in, and Clay Center has it tied at 1 apiece. So a nice dig, the pass up front from Blake, and then the set from Humphrey to Lane. It's 1-0. Sam Carson to serve it. There's a set up front, back set, Holscher for Langbart. Back row, it's picked up by Carson. Humphrey cross, and it comes to Blake. Her spike to the back row is picked up by Chapman. Now the Irish set it to the back. That is Langbart. Humphrey gets it to Swihart, who will set it across herself. Now back up front for Chapman. Langbart actually a back row set, and she may have set it too far. It is long, point to Clay Center. Lady Tigers now lead 2-1. So Lane got the first kill. This time a hit long by Langbart trying to set it to the back row. There's a serve again from Carson. Weiss has to set it across Humphrey. The pass to Swihart. Far side set. Here's Blake winding it up. It's blocked, but into net. Point Clay Center as Blake gets the spike and the point. The Lady Tigers now have opened up a 3-1 lead here in the opening set. Sam Carson ready to work and brings it across quickly. Holscher back row set. The libero actually has to set it across the net. That's Abby Sweet. Up front lane. Another spike. This one handled. Chapman will set it across. Sweet again rolls it to Clay Center side. Here's Carson. Humphrey, back set for Swihart, who swings it across the net. And now it's tipped across by Langbart, picked up by Lane. Sweet up front. Holscher's going to set it for Weiss. Back row. Blocked. Carson. Humphrey diving for it. Gets a hand to it, but the fist goes out of bounds. And it'll be a point to Chapman at 3-2 Clay Center. Weiss that time able to wind it up and bring it. She had 64 kills coming into tonight's match. A substitution then. Brianna Smithy will be coming on for the Lady Irish. Serving will be Macy Langbart on the back row. Clay Center with their same rotation at this point. Here's a serve across. Picked up by Blake. Humphrey right back to Megan, and it is long on the spike. Was not tipped, so point to Chapman. It's tied at 3. Blake got a really good swing at it, but put it long on the shot, and so the point to Chapman. We're tied at 3 apiece. Irish will serve. Across it comes. It's Hamill to Humphrey. She'll set it across. Picked up by the back row of Chapman. Now a middle spike across by the freshman. Picked up by the Lady Tigers. Megan Blake getting get by Chapman. Weiss has a play and then has to set it across. Humphrey. Swihart. Or Lane across to Blake. And it's long again. Just missing twice is Megan Blake on a spike from the left side. This time Lauren Lane set her up. And Blake got another good swing at it as mentioned, but Megan just long on those two. Chapman's taking a 4-3 lead. Good get from Blake. Up front, Lane winds it up. Tips picked up by Langbart on the back row. Weiss right back to Langbart. Flat-footed spike. Picked up by Humphrey. Middle set. Lauren Lane winds it up again. Partially blocked by the freshman, Marshall. Now here's a play at net. Weiss goes into net. Point to Clay Center. Swihart was there. The ball never got across tape. And a point to Clay Center. It'll be Lauren Lane now to serve it. That puts Hamill on the front row with Blake and Swihart, and the serve is an ace from Hamill. Courtney Hamill with the ace, as she's able to put one that is not handled by the Irish on the defensive side. That's placing her into 5-4 lead. Lane again with the serve. This one into net, and the point goes to Chapman. We're tied at 5 apiece. Rotating in for the Irish is J.C. Erlinson. Or actually, out is Erlinson. In comes Savannah Kavanaugh, another freshman that's a big part of the rotation for the Irish. There's a serve across from Abby Sweet. Carson up front. Humphrey, short set. Courtney Hamill hammers one home. Hamill has her first kill of the game, and or second, I should say, of the game, and it's now a 6-5 Clay Center Lady Tiger lead. Swihart will serve, and rotating in for Clay Center is Haley Franson. So Swihart will serve it. Franson joins Hamill and Blake on the front row. Hannah's serve is across. Chapman has a play at the net for Weiss to the back row, Carson. Now it's Franson setting it in the middle. Flat-footed spike by Hamill. Chapman up front at the net is the spike across. Carson with a pass. Now up front, Blake. Good spike that's handled by Sweet on the back row. Now a back row set. Langbart sets it across. Swihart to Franson. Back row, Lane. And again, set across by Clay Center. Now it's Weiss winding up on the far side for Chapman. Picked up by Lane. Now the set up front. Hamill had to reach for it. Got to it. Chapman scrambling. Gets it across. Lane up front. Swihart short set Hamill. This time hammers one home. Her third kill early in this one. And Clay Center now leads it 7-5. Swihart serving. And still with the serve. The confusion is whether there had been a side out. But it's 7-5 Clay Center, and Swihart will again serve it. Tips net and falls in for an ace. Anna Swihart with the ace, and the Lady Tigers now have opened up a 3-point lead at 8-5. Swihart to serve it. 96+% service percentage in on the season for Hannah. Here's Weiss, and the net again. The Lady Tigers have a 9-5 lead. Coach Erin Bell may be taking a timeout, and she will. 9-5, Lady Tigers lead it in game one of our opening match. Stay with us. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on 100.9.
Farmway Co-op, your partner in growth.
Have you reserved your wheat seed? Talk to your local Farmway seed specialist about your seed plan. The best varieties go fast. Don't miss the opportunity.
Here at Walls True Value, I got to thinking, if you get an 11% rebate on everything you buy, maybe everything you buy is priced 11% too high to start with. Just saying. If you want fair prices within easy driving distance of your home, shop at Walls True Value 7 days a week for lumber, appliances, hardware, and lots of stuff you need. No silly sales gimmicks, just solid products from solid people 100% of the time at Walls True Value in beautiful downtown Clay Center. Yes, 7 days a week for you.
Chapman back underway and unable to get a point in. Their serve came across. Actually, Haley Franson did a good job to keep that one alive, and then mishandled by Chapman on the other side. It was just a defensive get across by Clay Center, but it ends up in a 10-5 lead with the point out of the Chapman timeout. Now Abby Sweet, back row spike is going to go long. Clay Center leads 11-5. Good decision for the Lady Tigers to let that one go with Stan Carson and Lauren Lane talking to each other back there, and they backed away from it. Swihart on a good roll serving. Pass up front. Weiss rolls it across. Here's Swihart. Franson. Far side set, tried to get it to Blake. She'll have to roll it across. Here's Sweet up front. They go across court to Weiss, and she hammers it long. They're looking for a tip. And let's see if that's the case. They say it was tipped. And so point to Chapman. It's 11-6. Darian Weiss back to serve it for the Lady Irish now. Clay Center with a 5-point lead in the opening set of this first match. Weiss well back behind the line as far as she can go before running into the bleachers to start in her walk toward the service line. It's across, Lane, the pass, Swihart, a running get with a forearm, now set across by Franson, and a legal hit called against the Irish trying to catch that one that Haley put across. Now Megan Blake will serve it. 12-6, Clay Center the lead, and Blake, who had an ace earlier, hammers one across here. This is back up at net. It's backed across by Hamilton, blocked in by Chapman. Now Carson at the net. Sweet passes up front. Weiss, left-handed block, and then an elbow get by Carson keeps this alive. She just put her left chicken wing out there, if you will, and was able to keep that alive. Good slam by Hamill, but it's picked up by Chapman. Now a play up at net, blocked by Haley Franson, and the point good for Clay Center at 13-6. So Haley has her first points on the board with a block right there at the middle. She's had a good start of the season blocking with 17 coming into this match. 13-6. Back row set for Macy Langbart. She'll set it to the back row. Lane to Swihart. Here's the set for Carson. Good spike. Barely dug out by Langbart. Now Chapman scrambling. They will not get it across. Clay Center's gone up 14-6. Megan Blake still to serve. She had an ace earlier on service, and now has a second one as she gets this one to roll across the tape and fall home. That's the fourth ace, I should say, for Clay Center in this opening set. It's 15-6 now. And this one hits tape, goes across. Chapman, though, will have a play. They set it up on the far side. It's blocked by Hamill, but out of bounds. Good spike by Mia Kelman, 5'9" senior, who was able to get it home, and now it's 15-7. That'll put service to the Irish. Alexandra Ballsby will be the server, a 5-foot junior. He'll move far left of the court, now walks up toward the service line and brings it across. Back row, both Blake and Lane went for it. They got a good pass on it, and Hamill gets the kill. That is her fourth of this opening set, and it's 16-7, and Hamill will now drop back to serve it. Courtney with 74 kills before this match. She has 4 already unofficially in this opening set. There's a good dig by Blake. Far side set to Carson. She'll wind it up and she puts it away. Sam Carson gets it home. And Clay Center stretches that lead out at 10 points, 17-7. It'll be Hamill to serve it. Short serve this time. Picked up by Sweet. Now Langbart has a play at net and goes to the back row and in. Good slam by Macy Langbart of the Irish. It's 17-8. Clay Center with a 9-point lead. And on the front row, Sydney Marshall, the freshman 6-footer for Chapman. Back to serve it is J.C. Erlinson. Erlinson brings it across. Just clears tape. Swihart to dig. Now the setup for Franson. Flat-footed spike to the back row. Picked up by the Irish. Now Langbart has a play at net. Partially blocked by Lane. And then falls in against the Lady Tigers at 17-9. Lady Tiger lead is 8. Still to serve Erlinson for Chapman. Erlinson set to work and serve is on its way. Here's Blake. And set across by Swihart. She was looking for open court, but found it, but it was out of bounds. And so a point to Chapman, 17-10 there. There's the serve from Erlinson. Time dug out by Carson. To Swihart to Lane. Point good. Lauren Lane gets it home. Her second kill. And now it's 18-10. So Lane gets the slam at net. Taylor Humphrey's going to rotate back in for the Lady Tigers to serve as Franson will come off. So it's Humphrey, Franson, and Blake on the back row. Up front is Carson along with Swihart and Lane. Sweet, the dig on the back row for Chapman. Weiss goes across court. Good dig by Hamill diving in there. Now it's Carson. Flat-footed spike, catches Tate and falls on the Lady Tiger side. So point goes back to Chapman. It's 18-11. And back to serve for the Irish, Alexander Holscher. Holscher with the serve. Bullet picked up nicely by Blake. Here's Humphrey. Middle set. Lauren Lane again. Yes! Lane has 2 straight kills, her third of this first game, and it's 19-11. Set from Humphrey that time, and Lauren Lane took care of the rest. They've got a block on it. They went right below the net. And a point to Clay Center. Here's the serve across with Carson. Set for Langbart into Tate, 20-11. Clay Center has a 9-point lead here. And another timeout by the Chapman Irish coach, Aaron Bell. Timeout taken. We'll break here as well. Back after this.
A message from Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement in Concordia. Brutal winter days will be here sooner than you think. Is your home properly insulated to keep the cold outside and keep your energy bills affordable? If not, Geisler Roofing offers several different solutions, including spray foam insulation. At Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement, we've got you covered.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement, we've got you covered.
Homecoming week for the Clay Center Tigers. A lot of activity today here on KCOY, the Lady Tiger Volleyball team. You have Tiger Golf at Council Grove, Tiger Tennis at Concordia, and the cross-country teams are at Belleville today. Here's Sam Carson with a serve after a Chapman timeout. The Lady Tigers lead 20-11. Darian Weiss, big wind-up, blocked though by Swihart. Now set across by Langbart to Humphrey. Set across, this is Blake, who has to roll it, almost caught the end line. They had a set that went up near the tape and almost into net, and so Blake just had to get it back into play and just pulled it a bit too much. 20-12 now. Clay Center leads it. Macy Langbart will serve it. Official gives the go whistle, and the serve on its way just clears it. Good dig by Blake to Humphrey, right back to Megan, and it is blocked to the bounds. Point. Megan Blake with the kill, and it's 21-12. So give and go that time. That pass up front to Blake. From Blake to Humphrey, I should say, then right back to Megan for the slam. There's Lauren Lane to serve. Abby Sweet passes to Langbart, now up front, and that ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Left-handed hit by Brianna Smythe, and it went out of bounds left. Lane gets the service point. It's 22-12 now. Clay Center by 10. Lane again to serve it. Cross it comes. Smythe has it. Back row set for Langbart. Carson, pass up front, Humphrey. Taylor, back set for Swihart. Blocked back across. Great dig by Hamill. Then Courtney finds open court. No, it's saved by Chapman. Good scramble. They're still in the point. Here's Lane to Humphrey up near the net. To Courtney. Hamill reaches way back, and it's caught again by Chapman. Humphrey one more time now across to Blake, and she winds it up and plants it home. Play Center leads 23-12 as Megan Blake that time reached way back and caught it perfectly well inside the back line. She had a couple earlier in this first game that went long. This time, though, was perfect right down the pipe. Here's Lane with the serve. Lady Tigers lead 23-12 now. Weiss sets it across back row. Lane sets it up front. Humphrey, middle set. Hamill has it saved by Chapman after a good hit at net. Now a block by Blake and a point to Clay Center, and that'll be game point. Megan Blake gets the block and the points. 24-12. So set point Clay Center in this best of three. Lauren Lane to serve for the game on its way across. Sweet and Langbart both went after it. It's up front now, set to the back row for Clay Center. Carson, Humphrey, back set, Swihart, and point good and game good, Clay Center. They've won it 25-12. Swihart gets the kill up front on a good back set that time that came from Taylor Humphrey. 25-12, Clay Center wins this first set of the night. We'll take a timeout here as they switch sides on the court. When we come back, we'll see if the Lady Tigers can sweep this first match. Stay with us. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on 100.9.
Do you believe professionalism should be rewarded? When you find a contractor who shows up early, works long days, gets the job done on time with expertise, cleans up so well you can't tell they've been there except for the fact their work is finished and looking great, you know that's the only contractor you'll ever want to hire. These are words that an actual customer has used to describe McGee Roofing. The customer has used McGee Roofing twice and will again. Reward professionalism, hire McGee Roofing.
Home sweet home. It's everything you've dreamt of until the water heater breaks down, the roof needs replaced, the picket fence takes a hit, a pipe bursts, and the basement floods. Whew. That's when you call your friends at United Bank and Trust. With years of lending experience and a few home ownership hurdles of their own, they can help make it a home sweet home again with the Home Sweet Loan. Home improvement loans from United Bank and Trust. You bank, we deliver. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Plan ahead for a comfortable and safe winter by contacting Propane Central today. They'll discuss your propane needs and set up a delivery schedule that ensures you have propane when you need it. Choose from one of their flexible payment plans and automatic payment options, and you'll know why their customers agree. Propane Central offers worry-free propane service.
Oldie Seed has soil-specific seed to fit your soybean acre-specific needs. Soybean varieties with excellent SDS, stress tolerance, excel on high pH levels, and salt excluders that will not limit your yield potential. Oldie Seed is your trusted supplier for high-yielding soybeans built to fit your specific needs. Call your Oldie Seed representative today at 877-692-4555. That's 877-692-4555.
Lady Tigers win game one, 25-12. Chapman, though, gets out to a quick start in the second one with the first serve ace that goes out. And the serving J.C. Erlinson, and she'll bring the second serve quickly across. Back row, here's Carson up front. Keely Jermar gets the set up front for Lauren Lane now. Good spike across, but Chapman handles it. Now play up front for the Irish goes long. The spike that time from Mia Gauman. The Clay Center gets the point and will have the service. And it will be Sam Carson to bring it for the Lady Tigers. First serve across. Picked up front by Langbart. Now set back to Langbart in the middle. She'll set it across. Here's Swihart. Jermark sets it across for Blake. Winds it up and just long. It will be 2-1 Chapman. A 25-12 game one winner. Lady Tigers trailing here 2-1 very early in game number two. And it's a serve in the net, so point to Clay Center, tied at 2, and Lauren Lane will serve. Lane set to go. Serve across, picked up by Chapman on the back row now. A battle for the next pass. Two players run into each other, and it ends up going onto court. Clay Center gets the point out of it. That was Alexandra Holscher and Darian Weiss both trying to go after it, and they end up running into each other, not getting a pass away, and Clay Center now leads 3-2. Here's a play up front, set across, pancake try by Blake. She got her hand below it. It just didn't pop up high enough for anybody else to get in there and keep the play alive, so it's tied at 3 now. Serving for the Irish, Macy Langvarts. Serve on its way. Dipping serve, picked up by Carson. Now the set from Jermark to Swihart. Point good. Clay Center with the point, the kill from Hannah Swihart. And the Lady Tigers will have service back in that 1-point lead. The set that time from Keely Jermark. Haley Franson now rotates in on the front row with Hamill and Blake. If Carson, Lane, and serving is Swihart. Anna brings it to the back row here. Sweet. Set. Left-handed hit is going to be dug by Lane, but not able to get a pass up front for her teammates. Good service that time from Aubriana Smythe. No correction, that was Sweet on the serve, but Smythe with a hit. So Chapman will have service. We're tied at 4 in the second game. Clay Center won the first one 25-12. There's a pass from Carson. Swihart, back set for Megan Blake. Kill in. Blake gets it. It was batted around defensively that time, but Megan Blake gets it done. There's a serve from Blake. And this may be an ace. Langbart trying to keep it alive and does. Now Sweet brings it across. Clay Center. Lane to Swihart. Middle set. Hamill. Spike good. Courtney Hamill with the point. And now Clay Center has gotten this lead out to 6-4. It'll be Blake again to serve. Megan. Oh, man, a blistering serve. Picked up nicely by Weiss. Now Darian gets the play at net. Good dig by Swihart to Lane. Carson rolls it across. Now it's passed up front for Chapman. Short middle set and a missed hit by Chapman. A legal hit, I should say. And Clay Center will have the point at 7-4 now, and Megan Blake still to serve it. There's a point to Clay Center. Blake again, another good serve. Just dug out by Sweet. Now the play up at net stays in. Lauren Lane tried for it, couldn't get to it. And so it goes in on the back row, and Darian Weiss will serve it for Chapman. Clay Center leads here 7-5. Serve across. Here's Lane up front. Swihart. Haley Franson takes a swipe at it to the back row, picked up by the Irish. Now Weiss will set it across net, blocked by Franson. Right back up it comes. Swihart to Franson. The set for Hamill. Courtney goes back row, and kill is good. Courtney's second kill of the second game. She had 4 in the first game. Clay Center up 1-0 and leading 8-5 now in the second. Courtney Hamill will now serve it. Varsity matches, both will be heard live here on KCOY. Here's a serve to the back row from Hamill. Set up front, blocked back across by Carson and Lane. Now Lauren with a pass for Swihart. Far side set. This is Sam Carson winding it up. Another point, Clay Center. Carson with the kill. And now the Lady Tigers stretch this lead out to 4 points at 9-5. Courtney Hamill will serve. Short this time. Goes back across on the pass, and now Clay Center miscommunicates. 3 players started for it. 3 players then backed away from it, and it finds open court. And it's 9-6. Great serve. It was one of those low, soft ones, and Chapman had to scramble to get it across, and then it fell in the open court against the Lady Tigers. Serve comes across from Chapman. Megan Blake has it to Swihart. The set for Carson. Flat-footed spike back row. Did it find it? Yes, it just ducked in on the back line, and Carson has her second kill of the second game. It's 10-6. Keely Jermark will be in to serve for Clay Center. 91% server on the season. 9 aces this year thus far. There's a serve to the back row. Almost another one. Chapman does keep the play alive. Sweet from the back row. Hits it well long. Tried to flat-foot spike from the back row and was well out up against the bleachers. 11-6 now. Clay Center the lead. Jermark to serve it. This one into net. And point back to Chapman. It's 11-7. Clay Center with the lead in the game, 11-7, and in the match, 1-0. And then the serve is J.C. Erlinson. Erlinson brings it across. And again, Clay Center unable to cover up a serve to the middle row. Courtney Hamill tried to crawl up there and get to it. All she could do was get a fist to it, and it went underneath the net. This time she passes up front for Dermark. Middle set, Lauren Lane. Partially blocked, and Chapman stays alive in the play. Langbart sets it across. Here's Swihart. Dermark. The set now for Carson. Sam to the back row. This one's long. And 11-8 of the score as it went out of bounds. Clay Center's lead is just now 3. Or check that 2. It goes to 11-9. Erlinson to serve it. Cross it comes. Good dig by Blake, but it goes across the tape. Now it's set back across. Carson, Dermark, forearm set. Pan with the spike. And it's picked up on the back row again by Chapman. Now a play up front for Langbart. And it was tipped out of bounds off of Clay Center. That's the point to Chapman, 11-10 now. Clay Center's lead is down to 1. We'll roll this to the back row for Erlinson to serve it again. So Erlinson has gotten the serve to that back row, tough for Clay Center to get to. They do again and scramble to keep it alive, and now they knock it up above the bleachers. And Coach Robert Moran wants a timeout. We're tied at 11 in Game 2. Clay Center won the first one 25-12. Now tied at 11 when we come back.
If you've been waiting for low interest rates to get a vehicle, Hanson Ford has some incredible incentives on 2015 certified pre-owned vehicles. A 1.9% APR for up to 66 months is available on Ford Escape, F-150, Focus, and Fusion. Or get a 0.9% APR for 36 months on all eligible Ford and Mercury vehicles. Now through September 30th is your chance to drive away in a select Ford certified pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. Rates are low and the selection is outstanding at Hanson Ford in Clay Center.
Out of the Lady Tiger timeout, they had a lead 11-6 and now it's tied 11-11. Erlinson to serve. This time Carson has it to Dermark. Keeley, middle set to Lauren Lane. Spike across, but picked up by the Irish. Weiss tries to set it. Now brought across. Clay Center's got a chance here. Dermark to Swihart. To Carson falling back, keeps it inside the antenna. Almost got the point, and now we do have illegal contact on the Irish. It went outside the antenna. Correction, it was on Clay Center. They called that hit by Carson outside the antenna. And so a point to Chapman, and they have now taken the lead at 12-11. The pass up front, Dermark sets it for Swihart. Hit Tabor that came across, but does get to the back row. Chapman now with the play up front for Langbart. Blocked back across by Lane. Chapman scrambling, keeps it alive. Lane got a hand on it to Swihart. Back to Lauren. Fires to the back corner. Great eye that time by Lauren Lane, because she saw open court to the back row, didn't get a hit at it, but was able to set it to the back corner where Chapman had brought everybody up defensively, and the point is good. It's tied at 12. Sam Carson to serve it. And across it comes. Langbart to dig. Now Macy Langbart with the spike into net. Clay Center reclaims the lead at 13-12. Carson to serve. It's the go whistle from the official, and on its way across. Langbart up front to Weiss. They set it across court and into net. That's 4 hits against Chapman. That's Clay Center's point, and it's 14-12. Again, both varsity. Now we've got a jump ball call. They say that one official had it hit by Clay Center, one had it in the net, so no point awarded. Still 13-12, and still Sam Carson serving. And the serve comes across. Pass up front, Weiss. Middle set for Macy Langbart. Sets it across. Swihart. Dermark right back to Hannah. She winds it up. It's blocked. Picked up by Clay Center. Now a chance for Megan Blake. Soft spike across. Chapman with a play up in net for Langbart. It's blocked partially. Good dig by Blake. Dermark to Lane. Blocked back across. Great scramble by both teams. Chapman now on the play. Here's Sweet. Flat-footed spike. Carson up front. Blocked back by Langbart. And a point to Chapman. The Irish will have the serve. I think when Sam Carson went to pass that ball, she thought the official blew whistle. She almost turned her head toward the official, but it was the freshman court, I think, that they heard that time. So it kind of threw the timing off for Clay Center to protect. Tied at 13 now. Maybe Tigers won the first set of this first match, 25-12, and now an illegal hit. It's an ace service by the Irish. And the Lady Tigers find themselves down 14-13. And back to serve for Chapman is Alexandra Holscher. On its way across, Hamill, pass up front, Jermark, the set for Blake. Megan blocks out of bounds, point to Clay Center, and the Lady Tigers will tie it up at 14-all. That'll bring Lauren Lane back to serve. Keely Jermark and Sam Carson on the back row with Lane, who is serving. And up front, you have Blake along with Hamill and Swihart. There's a pass up front. It's a set for Macy Langbard, and her spike is good just inside the back row, and Chapman takes the lead again, 15-14. Langbard, after the spike point, will step back and serve it now for Chapman. Langbard waits for the whistle and now brings the serve back at Clay Center. Dig by Carson, and now it falls in between two more Lady Tigers trying to scramble over and dig it out, and Chapman has a 2-point lead, 16-14. Langbard to serve. To the back row, mishandled by that backside, and this goes back again to Chapman. Now we'll get a rotation in from Coach Moran. Jermark out, Humphrey in. Nothing else, maybe just to slow the tempo, momentum that has been built up by Chapman as they have a 17-14 lead. Here's the serve. Blake, Humphrey, middle set. Courtney Hamill, partially blocked. Chapman's got to play up in net himself. Darian Weiss, soft spikes it. Humphrey to Swihart. Far side set. Here's Megan Blake. Winds it up and puts another one home. That'll be the third of this game for Megan Blake. It would be the sixth of the match thus far for Blake, and it's 17-15. And Hannah Swihart will serve it. Haley Franson back there on the front row. Swihart with the serve. Langbard, pass up front. To Weiss in the middle, partially blocked. Swihart to Carson. Sets it up toward the front of the net, and that is Megan Blake. Little soft spike. Almost caught Chapman napping, but they do get it across. Here's Lane to Swihart. Courtney Hamill slams one in again, and the Lady Tigers, Courtney Hamill gets her 7th kill unofficially of this first match. That'll be the third in this game, and now Clay Center, who was down by 3, back within 1, 17-16, and Swihart again to serve it. And it's the way it comes. Abby Sweet got to it. Back row spike from Langbard. It is wide left, barely. Right below us here. They should have topped it above the court. But look down, and from my angle, really tough to tell, but the floor official able to call it out at 17-17. Serve from Swihart up front, and Chapman rolls it across. Clay Center should have a play. Carson to Swihart. Middle set, and Hamill unable to reach up and get it. And it ends up going into net. Just missed time between her and her setter. 18-17. Chapman now lead by 1. Mentioned both varsity matches live here on KCLY on the air and on the KCLY app. In fact, I know a mom in Iowa that's listening tonight. Glad to have you alongside since he can't be here in Chapman. Here's the set on the backside, and that is Megan Blake hammering another one home. That's her 4th of this second game, and it's a big-time hit that time by Blake. It's 18-18, and that'll put Megan back to serve it. On its way across it comes. Pass up front. The set for Langbard. She sets it to the back corner, and Lauren Lane had to go after it. Good eye that time from Langbard on Chapman's side, and it gives them the lead back in 19-18. To serve, Darian White. Lady Tigers have Swihart, Franson, and Blake up front. Carson, the stretching Hamill up front. Blake on the back row with Lane and Carson. Sam, the pass up front, right back to Carson from Swihart. Spike is in, point to Clay Center, 19-19. Perfect set that time across to Sam Carson, who blistered one down that same side she was on. It's 19-19. Now Chapman wants the timeout. Stay here with us. We'll come back with more Tiger Volleyball after this.
This time of year, many farmers feel like they're juggling too many things at once. Or maybe you're the guy who's trying to keep multiple plates spinning. Well, let us help you. I'm Brant with Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Sales, and we'll help with fall custom application and knock down those weeds and keep them under control. The blessing of rain and through this year's growing season has led to tough weed conditions. But hit them now, and you'll be glad you did in 2016. Talk with us at Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Sales.
A 19-19 tie as the Lady Tigers have been able to get some big hits up in net from Megan Blake, Courtney Hamill, the last couple from Sam Carson. And with the 19-19 tie, Chapman really stepping up this game, too. Had a lead at 17-14 before Clay Center was able to get the tie and now trade back and forth points for the last 2 or 3 serves. Here's a serve from Courtney Hamill. Chapman has to roll it across. Should be a chance for Clay Center. Here's Blake to Swihart. Middle set, Lauren Lane. Good spike, but Chapman gets a good dig from Macy Langvart. Now up front. Big hit on the front row, left side, coming from Mia Gauman. And it's 20-19. Chapman's timeout pays off as they get the lead back by 1. And the Irish will have the serve. Clay Center won easily in the first game. It was 25-12. Now the Irish have really stood up here in the second one. Serve across, back row Blake. Swihart, forearm set to Carson. Flat-footed spike, punches it across. Here's Weiss with a set to the far side for Langvart. She'll set it across. Good dig by Swihart. Franson sets it up for Carson. And Sam slams one. What a dig in the back row, though, by Chapman. They'll stay alive at the point. Blake to Swihart. Middle short set. Lane blocks back across. Great hit from Hamill. Now Carson, flat-footed spike. Chapman, a couple of good scrambles thus far. Now the spike across from the Irish, and Gauman's got another one in. And it's 21-19. Clay Center had a couple of hits that looked like they were going to get it done, and give Alexandra Molesby credit for one of the digs that looked like a sure point. Instead, Chapman stayed alive and eventually won that point. There's Carson. Swihart right back to Sam, and she slams this one home. Molesby got a hand on it, but that went up into the stands above the court. It's 21-20. Humphrey will rotate into serve as Franson comes off. Lady Tigers down by 1, 21-20. Serving is Humphrey. Sweet from the back row, missed hit. That's a point. Clay Center, an ace for Taylor Humphrey. Lady Tigers have it tied up again, 21-21. Humphrey to serve. Here's Sweet. The pass up front to Weiss. Across to Langvart. She gets a good hit, but it is stuffed back across by Hannah Swihart. The block from Swihart, the point to Clay Center. It's a lead of 1 now for the Lady Tigers. And now Chapman with another timeout. 22-21. Lady Tigers lead it. Stay with us. You're listening to Lady Tiger Volleyball on 100.9.
You're busy running errands all day, but you don't mind because your last thing to do takes you downtown, right into Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy. There's where you can treat yourself to some homemade fudge or a scoop or 2 of delicious K-State Call Hall ice cream. There is a variety of rich, creamy flavors to try in both the ice cream and the fudge. It's a sweet pick-me-up while you wait for your prescription to be filled or to reward yourself for all you do. Call Hall ice cream and fudge at Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy, downtown Clay Center.
This is 100.9 FM, KCLY Clay Center.
Serve from Humphrey. The good attack at net by Chapman, and Humphrey and Blake ended up colliding trying to dig it out, and a point to Chapman, so we're tied at 22. In the serve for the Irish is J.C. Erlinson. 22-22. Chapman with the serve. Game number 2. Lady Tigers won the first one 25-12. We've got a stop of play as the floor official straightening something out with the scorer's table, and now we're set to work. Serve across. Here's Carson to Humphrey. Middle set. Lauren Lane winds it up. It goes to net. And that is 4 hits against Clay Center. The Irish lead by 1, 23-12. Erlinson again to serve it. So Clay Center down by 1, and second set, this first match, is Carson to Humphrey. Far side, they go across to Swihart. It's blocked across. Blake has it to Humphrey. Middle set, Lane winds it up. Finds Tate, finds court. Point Clay Center. Lane with the kill, and it's 23-23, and Sam Carson now to serve. The thing hit tape and kind of ran down the tape a couple of feet before it fell in where no one was at for Chapman, and a point for Lauren Lane. Here's the play up front, Langvart. Back row dig by Carson. Lane, flat-footed spike to the back row, picked up by Weiss. The Langvart, and she will punch it across but she had no chance to make that play. Langvart reached with her left hand. She's right-handed. Still got it across net, but it was outside the antenna. Now Clay Center has a set point with Carson serving, and it goes out of bounds. We're tied at 24. Chapman will serve 24-24. Again, win by 2, so while that was a game point, this will not be for Chapman. Alexandra Holscher to serve it. On its way across, picked up by Hamill to Humphrey. Middle set lane, the spike into net, and now Chapman will get a game point. But first, Coach Robert Moran gets a timeout. 25-24, Lady Tigers now trail by 1 in our second game of this first match. We'll be back right after this.
I was straightening shelves in central office when in marched
G.I. Joe reporting for duty, sir.
Excuse me?
I'm here to represent your cleaning and break room products, sir.
Oh, you mean our high-quality, genuine Joe products. Paper towels, trash bags, mops, plates, cups, and more, all at great savings.
It's not G.I. Joe products?
I'm afraid not.
My mistake, sir. Have a good day, sir.
For all your break room and cleaning supplies, come see us at Central Office in Clay Center.
Chapman with the serve, throws it long, and Clay Center gets it back. We're tied again, 25-25. Lauren Lane to serve it. Across it comes. Miss hit in the back row. A scramble now for Chapman. They will get it across, but Clay Center should have a play. Lane to Humphrey. Our near side set, I should say, to Swihart to the back row. Chapman's got a play at the net for Weiss. She sets it across. There's Blake to Humphrey. Middle set, Courtney Hamill. The spike to the back. Oh, it's good. Clay Center leads by 1, 26-25. And now a chance to serve for the match for Clay Center's Lauren Lane. Courtney Hamill, another play up front. Lane gets the go whistle and serves now for the match to the back row. Ballsby up front. Langvart, flat-footed spike, and Sam Carson lets it go long. And Clay Center's going to win this 27-25. Chapman put up a battle. The Lady Tigers hold off one set point and eventually get match point back and get it done. 27-25 is your final. Let's get you a timeout. We'll come back and give you a look at what's to come tonight. Still on KCOY, and the Lady Tigers win it in 2 in match 1, 25-12, 27-25. We're back after the eat.
What's next after harvest? Central Valley Ag suggests fall weed control.
Some of those weeds are winter annual weeds, and the best time for us to get a hold of those is by controlling those in the fall.
CVA agronomist Mike Swingman says getting rid of weed patches now can add profit next year.
So you have a clean seed bed to start next year.
Clean fields mean better yields. Control your weeds this fall for a better harvest next year. Contact Central Valley Ag right away.
Central Valley Ag, where the customer comes first.
When you see the Ray's Apple Market label on products from the deli department, you know they're the freshest breads, pies, pastries, salads, vegetables, and fruits you can find. They're made for great taste, not a long shelf life. The deli department professionals enjoy personalizing your special orders on cakes and cookies. You won't find their signatures on their masterpieces, but they're genuine works of art. If you're looking for freshness, shop the deli and bakery department at Ray's Apple Market.
Twin Valley Pulse Gigabit Internet Service is here. Equal to 1,000 megabytes per second. They have the fastest speeds in the nation to support all your devices. No buffering, no waiting, no landline required, and no contract. Stop by and visit with Twin Valley at their booth this Saturday during Piatique for the best promotion yet. Some conditions and restrictions apply. Twin Valley Pulse. Your life connected.
Have you reserved your wheat seed? Talk to your local Farmway seed specialist about your seed plan. The best varieties go fast. Don't miss the opportunity to take advantage of early order discounts and your supply of the best varieties of the year. Farmway carries the best brands and technologies in the industry. Farmway can help create a seed plan for a successful 2016. Contact Farmway today.
Back once again in Chapman. Lady Tigers win the first match in 2 games, 25-12, 27-25 in that second one. Lady Tigers had to battle off a set point to get it back and eventually win it by 2. They're 27-25 in extra points. Up at the net, the Lady Tigers led Courtney Hamill. This is very unofficial, as I tried to keep some of the numbers throughout the that first match, but I had her for 8 kills. We had Megan Blake, who had 4 in a second set. She would finish with 7 on the way. And then the Lady Tigers also had Sam Carson get a big second set, especially when she got it going. Lauren Lane had 3 in the first, couple there late for the Lady Tigers. I don't even attempt to try to keep assists, but certainly Taylor Humphrey and Keely Jermark and Hannah Swihart doing a lot of that work in the ball around the court. Swihart also had a good time at net, along with Megan Blake, who had finished with 7 in the match. Again, unofficially 4 in that second game. Lady Tigers win it 25-12. 27-25. So here's what happens now. There's a 20-minute break before they start the JV match that's going to take place. And then following that, there'll be another likely 10-minute break anyway before the final varsity match gets started. So obviously we have some time before that'll get going. But we will keep you updated on our social media. We'll also keep you updated here on the air as to the timing of when the Lady Tigers would get back on the floor for the second match of the night. Again, they win it the first one 25-12, 27-25 in an NCKL matchup against the Chapman Irish. Play Center wins match number 1. Stay with us. We'll keep you posted. Right now, we'll take you back to regular programming, but we'll certainly keep you aware of when the Lady Tigers' second varsity match will go live here on 100.9.